Hey everyone, it's Harriet Duncan here, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit today about your research. So you have just done your hidden market questionnaire call with myself or someone else in the success coaching team, and you've been sent away to begin filling in your matrix. Now, this matrix is really, really important for you and your future business. It is literally the foundation of just about everything that you're going to do in this business moving forward. Now, there's two ways to really look at your matrix. The first way is that it's simply just a document. The second way is that you can look at it like a house, like the foundation of your business. Now, when you're building a house, you want to have a really strong foundation. Any tall building that you see will be dug really deep. Why is that? It's to keep your building really safe, keep that structure really strong. And the foundation of your business is just as important as house. Now, I'm guessing, if you're building a house, you wouldn't go and build it on a beach, right? You're not going to build it on sand. You want to build it, you want to dig deep, you want to build it strong. And just like a house that you would build, you must look at it as opposed to the way of it just being a document, it just being a piece of paper or an online document. It's actually the foundation for your business. Now, in this document, there's two main things that you want to get clear right now, and they're really fun. They are really, really fun things to be excited about. The first one is the person. The first person is where you see the demographic of avatar. Now, all of the demographics, what are these things? What's a demographic? Demographic is, are they male? Are they female? Are they both? What's their age? What's their 10-year-ish age gap? What's their job? What's their marital status? Have they been to university? Are they Christian? What kind of car do they drive? How much do they earn? What job do they do? Mentioned job before, but you get where I'm going with this. What kind of person are they? Who is this person that you want to attract so badly into your business? What are they? Who are they? You must know them with absolute clarity. If you don't know your person, how are you going to sell to them? How are you? Just like how different clothing stores, great example, in Australia we have this men's clothing brand called Gazman. Right now, Gazman has a very typical avatar. The person who's going to buy that clothing range is, your 40s plus. Now, no offense if you're like 20 and you shop there, but it's just what I notice. The people who like to shop there a little bit older, they want something a little bit more comfier. They want something a little bit less bright, a little bit less in your face, a little bit less logo-y. Whereas when you look at a company like H&M, H&M is targeting a very different demographic. Right? It's more young fashions, targeted at that 20s to 30s, young, fashionable, flashy, colorful, brandy, different type of person. So that's about the person. That's column one that you're going to fill in. Now, the second column that you see there is all about the problem. What is that problem that you solve for this person? And what we want to do is we want to enter the conversation that this person is already having. And we do that by denoting the problem that they're having. Now, we call this the FFWAs. You've probably heard Chris talk about it a little bit. Fears, frustrations, wants, aspirations. And then a little bit lower down, you'll see, how does your person answer, if only I could just? How do they answer that? And here's what we're doing. We're trying to consider what is going on for this person. Typically, when we say, who's your person, what's their problem, we hear, they want to have a great relationship. What that person wants is only part of your business. A very small part, in fact. Out of these 5 things we're talking about here, it's only one. We want to know about the fears. What are they worried about? What are their concerns about? Are they worried? Is their fear, they're not going to be set up properly for retirement? Is their fear that they're never going to find the right man? What's their fear? When it comes to frustrations, what really grinds their gears? Are they really frustrated with, gets to just a few days past payday and they got nothing left over? They got nothing to spend. Is there frustration that they wake up, they got no energy? They wake up and they're tired every day. They're frustrated with that. They've got no energy to run after their kids in the backyard. What are their wants? A lot of people in business really look at these super closely. We're not all towards focus. Do we go towards what we want or away from what we don't want? Let's be honest here. A lot of us like to more than likely move away from those things that we don't want to have. Get away from being overweight. Get away from no money. Get away from an uneducated situation, whether it's their finances, whether it's decorating their home, whether it's buying the right car, whether it's performing in their sales job. They're underperforming, wanting to get towards performance. Great businesses solve great problems. And a want is really toward, but we must denote what conversation they're having before we're really offering them the solutions, before we're moving them in that towards fashion. Now, you're going to see here the word aspirations. Now, a want is something immediate. I really want to have some essential oils. I want them. It's something that they can gather quite easily. Whereas an aspiration is, they want to be financially free. They want to lose 30 kilos. It's not something they can do overnight, right? Aspiration, something that they want to move towards. And then this other question, I always ask it in this way. How would you answer this question? If only I could just, what is that thing? If only I could just have a pen with 4 colors, and I could be able to change really easily and ensure that I could write different notes in different colors under different categories quickly and with ease. How do they answer that question? And we really want to get it to that point of frustration, because when we're delivering our marketing message, we're going to be able to say, so they all said, all of my interviewees said, if only I could just achieve this certain thing, if only I could just lose 30 kilos, if only I could just meet the man of my dreams, if only I could just have an extra $500 a week so my husband could have more time off. What are those? How do they answer those? Now we're going to start guessing these, because let's be honest, maybe you know, maybe you don't know. I've had self-esteemed business owners who have been able to make great money, but when they interviewed their person, they realized they were way off the mark. Way off the mark. They're talking way over here about how they just want to get more freedom in life, but their biggest frustration is that their husband has to work away. Husband has to work away in the mines 10 days on, 10 days off, and they're not getting to spend enough time together as a family, and it's grinding on their relationship. If you do not talk about that problem, if you do not bring that to their awareness, you're missing a way that you could target your person with such ease and such grace. And it's super important that we can start digging into these things and really discovering what it is our avatar is really facing. Great businesses, in my opinion, really solve great problems. And if you're able to solve a great problem, there will never be a problem with sales. Never. Now, what you're going to start doing here is you're going to be going through your module 1 videos. You want to have done, you've probably ticked off, and I know you have if you're listening to this, we want you to tick off your hidden market questionnaire so we can really find out and make sure you're on the right track for you, okay? Now, what you're going to see next is a video in module 1 called video 3. Now, video 3, Mr. Duncan, Chris, he gives you some amazing suggestions. He gives you like 70 to 80 different questions that you can ask your person. I want you to go ahead and find maybe 5, 10, 15 out of those. Bear in mind that the more questions that you have to ask, the longer you're going to be on the phone with them. And if you want to be great and do 10 interviews with your person, then let's be honest, you probably want to slim down the amount of questions that you ask. Think about this. What answers am I trying to get here? What answers am I trying to get from my person who I'm interviewing? And think about the questions that you might need to ask to discover those answers, right? What things do you need to ask them? Now, once you've picked those, in your message to market matrix, you'll notice that we ask the FFWAs and then the if only I could just. I want you to always keep relative to the big problem that you're solving. Now, if your big problem is helping people find Mr. Right, then you want to ask, hey, so relative to finding that Mr. Right, what are your top fears? What are your top frustrations? Relative to finding Mr. Right, how do you finish this question? If only I could just, how do you finish that sentence? Always keep it relevant, because if you're asking the question, so what are your fears? They might say, my fear is that I'm not going to pay off my house soon enough. But if you're asking them about their body and getting the body of their dreams, that ain't helpful. That's not going to help you. So make sure you keep it relevant. Now, before I alluded to the fact that I want you to ask every single person who you interview, what are your fears? What are your frustrations? What are your wants? What are your aspirations? How do you finish this question? If only I could just. You must ask those top 5 questions. You must. You absolutely must. Those are going to give you so much clarity. So much clarity. When it comes to knowing your avatar and building the strong foundation, you must head that way. Promise you, it is going to help you and save you so much time. Now, once you've asked those questions from them, you're going to move on into module 1. You're going to head over into video 4, where you learn about distilling, really distilling down the information that you found. That's super, super important. Next thing you're going to say to me is, Harriet, how am I going to find these people? Let me ask you, are they friends? Is this person on your Facebook? Should this person have already bought from you but hasn't, and you need to just build some know, like, and trust with them? Are they in groups? Are they friends with someone you know? Lastly, are they in the fast track group? Are they in your community that you're in right now? Maybe we could find them there for you. So whoever is your account manager is going to send you some options for creating and crafting a post. Now, the big mistakes that people make with writing this post are they do not denote the exact person they want to speak to and the problem they want to solve. You can't have one without the other. We must say, are you a 30-year-old female who works in corporate, who is feeling stressed and overwhelmed in their work life and has no balance when it comes to their family life? See how I'm beginning to denote that problem and the person? Imagine going out and interviewing men when you're trying to target females on their weight loss. You must get the right person to interview, otherwise the house isn't secure. You're building a house on the beach and it's going to sink. We must mention the person and the problem, little bits of. So I suggest that you go choose option 1 or option 2 to create and craft that Facebook post. And then you get it reviewed by your account manager to make sure you're on the right track. The research is the most important phase. It really is. And I want to honor you for really taking this time. Yeah, we want you to go fast. Yeah, you can do this in 6 weeks. Absolutely. However, if you haven't done the correct research and if you do not know what your person wants, how on earth are you going to offer them the exact thing that they need? And how are they going to be clear that they need to work with you? And by the way, side note, real important side note that so many people have benefited from once they've gone through this program is, do you think once you've interviewed 5, which is good, and 10, which is outstanding, 10 people, do you think that some of them might be slightly curious about what it is that you have to offer? The answer is most likely yes. If once you've done those interviews, what are your fears, what are your frustrations, what are your wants, what are your aspirations? I would suggest that maybe 3 out of those 10 people are now in pain. They're now thinking, crikey, well, I better do something about this weight loss. I better do something about this meeting Mr. Right. Better do something about this not having enough time freedom. So your interviews are your power. And also, if you're considering doing a little quick launch even before you launch your live event and go out into the cold market, I'm suggesting to you that some of those people might be ready and open to having a conversation. It's definitely worth, at the end of your conversation saying, hey, so in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be launching something around helping people to really overcome this problem. Would you be okay if I tagged you in that post so you can see if it's a good fit for you? Would you be open to having a conversation about what it is that I do and how I could maybe help? See how it works for you. Research, research, research. It's so important. I can't wait to see you go through this and really figure out if you're on the right track, if you're barking up the wrong tree, or if your person even wants what it is that you have to offer. Get it done. Bye for now.